Hey there. Today I want to talk with you about a subject that I'm really passionate about, and that is identity theft. We know identity theft as a situation where someone steals the identity of another person for their own personal gain. People have been taking other people's identity for years. They've been using old social security numbers, people's credit history to create false identities. There are all types of identity theft scenarios. The one that I am most passionate about is the identity theft that happens on the individual level, and I'm gonna, as I go along, you'll understand what I mean. Because you may be thinking to yourself, well, all identity theft is on a personal level. No, not the one I'm talking about. As people, we are creatures of habit. Each of us have different nuances, characteristics, and patterns of behavior. I mean, we walk differently, we talk differently, we smile differently. We have all kinds of differences. Some people, however, take on other people's personas. They are committing identity theft. They spend their entire lives mimicking someone else. I mean, they dress like the other person, they walk and talk like them. I mean, they sit like them. Their pattern of speech, language, attitude is all like the other person. I mean, if they could, they would live the person's life for them. They do everything, and I mean everything within their reach to be like the other person, to the point that for some, it becomes an obsession. For others, it becomes a matter of thinking like other people. They take it to a completely different level. They're not only mimicking on the outside the other person, but they're also taking on the other person's mind. And this is a dangerous situation because this person's identity, who they are, and what makes them them, is now eclipsed, overshadowed by the persona they've taken on. This is why I personally believe so many people are going through identity crisis and having all of these early midlife crisis events because they don't know who they are. Still, for some, it's a matter of just living for other people. Every decision they make is about other people. They sacrifice their entire lives to make other people happy, so much so that they lose their own identities. They do not know what makes them happy or what brings them joy and peace. Their identity is wrapped up in the people around them, including perfect strangers. While it is a good thing to be a loving, caring, and giving person, it is unhealthy to lose your very identity, your very being in other people. I know because this was me. This is why I'm passionate about this. So, how do you break free from identity theft, at least on the individual level? Well, just as there are processes and things you can do to prove who you are in a traditional identity theft situation, there's a process you can undergo to discover your true identity. First, strip away everything, and I mean everything you think you know about yourself. This is the hardest part because you've got to unlearn everything you have learned. Now, the older you are, the harder this will be. I mean, stripping away 30 or 40 years is much harder than stripping away 5 or 10 years. So, you've got to do it. It's absolutely necessary for you to do this part. Next, ask yourself some basic questions. And these questions are necessary, and it's important for you to really, really give these things some thought. Now, if you do not know the answer, be honest. Do not go seeking answers to the questions from other people, in other people, or even on the internet. This is personal. I cannot stress that enough. If you do not know, just say you don't know. Leave it blank and come back to it. Because the purpose is to find out who you are. So ask yourself, who am I? Now, you are not expected to answer this question up front. This question is first because it is what you are seeking to discover. You're actually going to be working backwards to identify who you are. So now you can ask yourself, what do I like? What don't I like? What are my favorite colors? What kind of clothes do I like? Or what makes me feel good about myself? Take time to look at yourself in the mirror and really see yourself. Ask yourself, if I were to die today, what would people say about me? Would they say I was funny, loyal, friendly, angry, mean, fake? Dig deep, and I mean deep. This question is not so much about what other people think about you, but the perception you are projecting. So what do you want people to say about you? How do you want to be remembered? Another question you can ask is, what do I like to do for fun? Am I an introvert or an extrovert? Do I like being out and about around people all the time, or do I like to be inside enjoying the solitude and quiet of my home? Or am I a little bit of both? Do I like nature? What kind of nature do I like? What kind of food do I like to eat? What kind of music do I like? Am I into art and culture? Perhaps you may like reading books, or you love to cook and bake. The questions you ask yourself are to get to the root of who you are. The question that will really throw you is this: what made me change everything I am to start thinking and behaving like everything I am not? Was it something somebody said? Was it someone else's perception of my lifestyle? Was it something I felt because of societal pressures? Sometimes we compromise our identity to fit in, or because society says it's taboo. For instance, if you like to cook and bake, you may have felt ashamed of this because society or someone said that was antiquated. You may have heard, girl, women don't do that no more. You must be stuck in the 50s. This ain't Stone Age. So now ask yourself this question: why is enjoying cooking and baking antiquated? Why does it mean you have the housewife mentality? Or better yet, if you want to be a housewife, why is that taboo? Then ask yourself this question: why was what that person said more important than what I wanted? See, these are the kinds of questions you're going to have to ask yourself. You have to be ready and willing to accept the answers. Even, I'm telling you, you've got to be honest with yourself about this. Because if not, you're just going to be deceiving yourself, and you're still going to be living a lie. You're still going to be committing identity theft, because you're not yourself. You're something else that's created, a false self. This process right here is all about transparency. So you got to be ready to see yourself for who you are, even at the most basic level. You got to be ready to press through and beyond all of the damage to your ego. You have to be ready to uproot all of the negative thinking that you've taken on throughout the years, and truly embrace who you are at the core. If you cannot bear to be naked and transparent with yourself, you will never discover who you really are. It just won't happen. Because at the basic level, in order to discover who you really are, you got to be honest with yourself. And that means getting naked and transparent, not just physically, but really digging to the root of who you are on the inside, getting rid of all of the stuff that you thought you knew about yourself, or you believed about yourself, even the lies that other people told you that infiltrated your mind, that made you think that you was a liar, or that you wasn't good enough, or that you was a failure, or that you was stupid, or that you couldn't be nothing more than somebody's housewife laying on your back. It don't matter what other people said. What do you say about yourself? What did you dream about when you were a child? Did you dream about getting married and having kids and having a family and having a house with certain kinds of cars? There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Did you dream about being a lawyer, being a nurse or a doctor, or being a school teacher? There's nothing wrong with that. And it doesn't matter what people said throughout your life that told you could never be those things. Those were lies. You can do anything you want to do. You can be anything you want to be, even right now. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60 years old. If you want to go learn how to ride a bike that you never learned how to ride because you were scared that somebody's going to take them training wheels off, go learn how to ride a bike. Because in life, we can't go through life riding training wheels. At some point, they're going to have to come off. We're going to have to ride this thing called life. And you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to fall off that bike. But you got to get back up. This is what it's like to be yourself and find out who you are. I was a person trapped inside of making other people happy. Oh, what's gonna please my parents? What's gonna make them proud of me? Oh, I got to be the smartest thing because I need scholarships. Because I got to go to school. I got to do this. I got to be the first in my family to do this. I got to do this. I put all kinds of stuff on me, and it was not things that I wanted to do. And some of it was what I wanted to do, but then I still made compromises. I wanted to do this, but then I ended up, trading this in because somebody told me, no, it's better for you to go this route. So I did that instead of what I wanted to do. And then later on in life, I regret that I didn't follow the things that I wanted to do. And so now at this point in my life, I don't really care what other people think. I don't care what somebody else want me to do, because I've lived enough time, wasted enough time doing what I thought other people wanted, or what was going to please other people, or just constantly giving. Even when I was in need, I'm still thinking about, well, how is this going to affect this person? No, I don't think this is going to be the right thing to do because this person over here, it's going to negatively impact them, or I'm more concerned about what's happening with other people, even though I'm in need. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with being a giver and taking care of people and loving on people and wanting to support and be there for people. But when you do that to the point that you don't even know who you are and you're lost and you're miserable and you wake up and you don't have any joy, you don't have no peace because everything you are is wrapped up in somebody else. That is unhealthy. And I am begging you to really take a look at who you are and what it is that makes you you. I don't care if you like being in your house because you're an introvert and you don't really like being around a whole lot of people, then enjoy being in your house. You don't owe nobody any explanation. You are an individual and God made you how you are. If you don't like being around people, that's fine. Sometimes I'm a little bit of both. Sometimes I want to be in my house, I don't want to be bothered, and sometimes I want to be out and I want to go out. And sometimes I go out by myself. I don't want to go out with a group of people. I just want to go out with me and chill and kick it at the beach. Or go chill and go to the movies by myself. I had somebody tell me, she asked me, how is it possible you can go out by yourself? I said, what you mean? I said, you telling me I'm supposed to sit around and wait for somebody to want to go out and have a good time with me? So I said, if I did that, I'll be sitting here watching life pass me by every day of the week. I said, the lies the devil will tell, because I'm not going to do that. I can enjoy my own company. If you cannot enjoy your own company, I guarantee you, you're not going to enjoy anybody else. And nobody else is going to enjoy you because everything you are is wrapped up in somebody else. And that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. And so I'm begging you to really know who you are and really get to the core of who you are. What are your perception? What do you think? How do you think and why do you think? Some people are analytical. Some people are creative. I'm a creative person. Sometimes I can be analytical, but that hurt too much. That take a whole lot. But I can sit here and be creative and just visualize all kinds of things conceptually. That's who I am, and I don't make apologies for that. But I understand that I'm not that analytical person all the time, so I need analytical people in my life so they can see the things that I can't see, and vice versa. That's why God created all of us to be individuals. We are unique. We are all God's unique design. We're constantly transforming ourselves and we're growing and being better people. I like reading books. I love reading. I have a thirst for reading. I grew up passionate about reading because it was something that was fundamental in my household, that you got to read a book. And I love reading. My favorite is always mystery books. I love the whole Nancy Drew series and the Hardy Boys. They don't even write them no more. But that's the stuff that I grew up in. And so I'm okay sitting here reading a Patricia Cornwell or a Michael Connelly book and be happy and never have to go nowhere. I don't need no music on, no TV on, no nothing sometimes. Sometimes I can't go to sleep without the TV on, watching some cartoons, and you can judge me all you want. I'm almost 40 years old, and I ain't ashamed of that because I look good. But, honey, I'm going to watch my Scooby-Doo. I'm going to watch whenever they have Josie and the Pussycat song, but they don't put it on no more. But I'm going to watch my old school cartoons because it brings me peace, and it's too much negativity on TV and mess that I don't want to see. So I can enjoy an old school cartoon and have a good time. Or I can go to sleep with some jazz or some nice quiet music. Or sometimes I don't go to sleep and there's nothing on. It's just everything is off. But I don't make apologies for that. And what I'm saying to you is find out who you are and what makes you tick. And what are you passionate about? What do you like? What gets on your last nerve? What can you put on? I don't care if it's perfume, lingerie, lingerie, whatever. It doesn't matter. What makes you feel good about you? Is it getting your hair done? Is it getting your nails done? Is it your makeup? Fellas, is it getting GQ down, making sure that you got that fresh fade and you know what you getting the barber doing that? Whatever. If you a dude and you like to go get your mani-pedi on, ain't nothing wrong with that. That does not mean that you're a homosexual. Does not mean any of that. If that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. This is not about that. But don't sit here and let somebody else convince you that, oh, that only, no. Because a good woman, a sophisticated woman, don't want no man with no jacked up nails and feet. It's okay for you to take care of your skin. That's called personal hygiene. So if you got a personal hygiene regimen where you keep yourself all wet, all together, then that's fine. Because if you want a GQ woman, you got to be a GQ man. And vice versa. Ladies, if you want a GQ man, you can't be walking around here looking busted and disgusted. You're going to have yourself put together. So you got to get this thing right. And so change your mindset about how you see yourself and who you see and who you are. If who you are you don't like, then you start talking about what do I want to be. If I'm a liar and I don't like being a liar, then stop lying. Go seriously, talk to somebody about why do you tell the lies you tell. Get some counseling. Talk to people. Go to acupuncture. Go find out why you are the way you are. It could be because you came up in an environment everybody you know lie. That's all you know. You come from family, that's all y'all know. All they know about is, you might come from a family of drug dealers and you don't want to do that no more. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If you came from a culture of a pattern of behavior and you don't like it, the only person who can change that is you. And what I'm saying to you is dig deep and get to the root of why you think the way you think, why you see the things the way you see things. Why do you feel the way you feel about yourself? Because I guarantee you it's an answer somewhere. It got something to do with your parents, your family, some school, society. It's got to do with something. And it all boils down to how you think about yourself. Because as you think, that's what you become on the outside. So if you thinking about being somebody else, that's what you're going to do. You're going to transform into that other person. But I don't want to be a copycat of somebody else. I want to be me. I'm different and I'm fine with being different. I'm unique and I'm fine with it. I see stuff that other people don't see and that's fine with me. I'm not weird. I'm not strange. And it don't make me crazy. It makes me me. It makes me LaTanya. So what makes you you? So that's all I want to say about identity theft. This is me, the Classified Lady, signing off. Sending you lots of love and light on this 24th day of November in 2015. I love you guys so very much. Until next time. Ciao.